All right, today we're going to dive into the unique world of the thoughtful introvert. We'll be looking at how what often feels like a challenge is actually a seriously powerful advantage.
So let me ask you something. You ever find yourself in the middle of a conversation and your brain is just working overtime? Like you're busy trying to cook up the perfect thing to say before you even open your mouth?
If that sounds familiar, well, you're definitely not alone. We're going to break down why this isn't some kind of weakness, but actually a sign of a really deep, reflective mind.
To make this all a bit more real, let's talk about someone we'll call Diana. Her story, based on our source material, really paints a perfect picture of what it's like to be a thoughtful introvert.
So check this out. This slide really breaks it down. For Diana, and hey, maybe for you too, when a conversation has a point, like what's on the left, it just flows. The words are there. But then you look at the right side, casual small talk, man, that can feel totally exhausting, right? Like you're just standing on the sidelines, not sure how to even jump in.
And here's the most important thing to get. This is not a flaw. It's not something you have to fix. It's all about how you manage your social energy. See, purposeful chats have a nice, clear structure, but that open-ended small talk, it can just drain your mental battery like nobody's business. It's just a different way of being wired. Okay, so speaking of how our minds work, that brings us to another habit that gets a bad rap but is actually a total superpower, and that is self-talk.
I mean, come on, we've all been there, haven't we? You're kind of muttering to yourself, just trying to get your thoughts in order, and boom, someone catches you with that classic line, "Why are you talking to yourself?" And it just instantly makes you feel, I don't know, a little weird. But hold on, let's totally flip the script on that idea. Self-talk isn't weird at all. It's actually a high-performance tool for your brain. Just look at this. It's how thoughtful people sort through really complex stuff. They rehearse what they want to say and get crystal clear on their ideas. You're literally thinking out loud to make your thoughts stronger. So yeah, instead of feeling weird about it, you should totally embrace it. Once you start seeing self-talk for what it truly is, this amazing cognitive tool, it can seriously boost your confidence and be the launch pad for your best, most creative ideas.
All right, let's get into a big one, assertiveness. For a lot of thoughtful introverts, just standing your ground can feel like a massive challenge, even when you know deep down that you're right. Let's dig into why that is.
You know that feeling you're trying to be assertive, make your point, and all of a sudden your voice gets shaky or you start stumbling over your words? It feels like you're failing, right? Like you just don't have the skill for it. But what this slide shows us is the real story. It has nothing to do with skill. It's a physical stress response. It's just your body reacting to the pressure of the moment. And guess what? That's a completely normal human reaction.
Okay, so understanding the why behind all this is super helpful. But now let's get into the how. We're going to build out your social toolkit with some super practical, low-energy strategies that can make these moments way, way easier. First thing on the list, anchor phrases. You know how hard it can be to break into a conversation that's already moving at 100 miles an hour? Well, simple phrases like, "I'd like to add," or "that reminds me of," are like your secret key. They signal that you have something to say and help you slide into the discussion smoothly. All right, next up, for that thing we all dread, small talk. The trick here is to have a couple of fallback topics in your back pocket. Simple, easy questions like, "Seen any good shows lately?" or "What's been the highlight of your week?" They act like a social safety net, you know? They take all that pressure off of having to invent something brilliant on the spot. And here are a few more awesome tools for your kid. First, micro-participation. This is great. It's just a simple nod or a quick one-sentence comment. It lets you stay engaged without feeling like you have to give a whole speech. Then there's grounding and breathing. Before a tough conversation, just taking a few deep breaths can physically calm you down and stabilize your voice. And finally, and this is a big one, limit your rehearsal. Seriously, know your main points, but don't try to script out every single word. You got to trust yourself to be authentic in the moment. So, we've looked at the challenges, we've looked at the tools. Now let's put it all together and get to the core idea here. It's time to stop seeing these traits as something to overcome and start seeing them for what they are, a genuine superpower. Think about it. As a thoughtful introvert, you have this incredible set of strengths. You're the one who notices the little details that everyone else misses. You're not just skimming the surface, you're thinking deeply about things. When you do speak, it's with purpose and it's authentic. And maybe most importantly, you're an amazing listener and observer, and that is such a valuable skill in any part of life. I really want this next part to sink in. Your tendency to pause, to think before you speak, to really reflect on things and choose your words carefully, that's not holding you back. That thoughtfulness, that is your single greatest advantage, period. So I'm going to leave you with a question. Now that you have a better handle on your own innate strengths, everything from your deep observation skills to your purposeful way of communicating, how are you going to intentionally use them this week?